For those of you that are trying to get your nails done and you're unable to get to the salons, there's a way to maintenance your nails yourself if you have acrylic product. Without gel, you can apply polish, and that's what I'm going to do today with regular fingernail polish, the things that most people would have in their homes. So let's get started. First of all, you need a very coarse file. This is an 80/80. It's very rough. If you use something that is not as rough, it's going to take you a while to get the gel off the nail. So the first thing we need to do, of course, is to sanitize your hands. We need to make sure that there's no bacteria on the nails so that we don't have any infections or bacteria as we do the filing. So we're going to take off the old product. Now, as you can see, I have my thumb here to protect the person, that if you decided to do this on someone. It's not going to be good if you go in this direction, up. If you see anyone ever doing that, that's actually bad. That is something you're not supposed to do on the state exam, which means that they may not be licensed if they're doing that. Going down in this direction is always safer than ever going like this. So don't ever take your file on the side in this direction. So on the sides, you're going to file in this direction around the sides. Then the same thing over here. Always protecting the skin. Now I'm going to place my finger here to protect the cuticles from getting cut. All right, now we got most of our color off the nail. You want to use acetone to clean off the nail. Now that we have no color on here, we can go ahead and apply product, acrylic product. If in this area it feels like it's not been roughed up a little bit, you don't want to scratch anything too bad, you can use a buffer. So buffers can come like this. They can also come like this. No matter what you have, just find something at home that you can use as a buffer. The reason why you would use a buffer is because it's got a lot smoother of a texture than a very rough file. If you don't have a buffer, then you can use the file. You would do this motion right here. And if you do have a buffer, then make sure you take these edges off first. So those can cut people. Same thing on the file. You want to take these edges off. They're very sharp. So apply pressure and push hard. Okay, now this area is roughed up so that you can apply product. Make sure it's cleaned off of all dust. Also, it can get rid of bacteria if you applied alcohol. You don't have acetone. So you're going to want to get your acrylic liquid and powder out. Acrylic liquid, your acrylic powder. You may want to get a towel or paper towel to soak up any messes that you make. So you're going to put your brush in the liquid, clean it off because you don't know what's on it before you started. You're going to bend your brush like this in order to get all the air bubbles out that is in the belly right here. So bend your brush, not too hard because you don't want to break the bristles. And then wipe one side. And you're going to go over your powder. You're not going to go like this because the liquid is here in the belly and you want it to come down to the tip. So hold it at an angle, not straight up because that'll be too fast. And the belly will release the liquid down towards the tip so you can grab the powder. Now the powder wants the liquid, so you don't want to force it. So you don't want to drag and pull because you're forcing the polymerization to make a good ball. So don't do that. Hold it over the powder at an angle. Wait for the liquid to come down to the tip. And then lift up. And then you'll have your ball of acrylic liquid. And you're going to place it here in the middle. And you're going to press down to spread it out. Now this ball I made was a little too big. I'm going to go over here and clean my brush off because I don't want to start playing with it until it's ready. And then I'm going to just swipe it down towards the free edge, which is this area. Clean off the sides. As you notice, I didn't do anything back here, and the reason why is because I want that acrylic to self-level itself so that it won't lift later. If you start picking and prodding in here, you're actually going to make it lift. So I'm going to just smooth everything out, and then I'm done with my acrylic. So now I have to wait for this to harden. It's going to take a little while. You should be able to tap it and hear it click. And if you see now, it's not clicking. So let's wait for that to harden. All right, and so now my acrylic is hardened. I'm going to take the file again and I'm going to smooth out the sides here. Remember, always go down this stroke. You can cause hangnails and nicks and cuts if you go in this direction. So only go down. This is very important that you buff well because if you don't, if you're applying polish, it's going to show all the marks. Gel can usually hide those marks, but if you're going to do polish, you have to buff it really smooth. Anywhere where you see that it is not scratched up, it means that it needs to be buffed a little bit more because it's got a dip in the acrylic. So just go ahead and buff the whole nail until it's smooth. As you can see, I have my finger underneath the length of it because if you don't have that there, sometimes applying pressure can hurt if you're putting pressure here and you're not forcing this back up. So make sure you have some kind of a brace here by putting your finger underneath. All right, and then once it's buffed, you're going to take your acetone again. And you're going to wipe clean the nail to get all the dust off. You're going to apply your base coat. Make sure you coat the sides and the free edge. Now you're going to apply your color of polish. The first coat of polish should be very thin, but have a beautiful shape. So if you can see back here, I'm going to apply polish and kind of wiggle my brush to make that really nice shape at the cuticle area. And I'm going to fan my brush to get the sides. I'm not going to do this because that'll be make it too thick. I'm going to fan my brush. Make sure you get your sides and your edge. Make sure it's not too thick. Get off all that excess. And then once that has a moment to dry, after you're doing all the other nails, you'll come back. And then your second coat is mainly just to make the color show. So there is no more pushing at the cuticles or anything like that. You're just gonna go ahead and apply your second coat. And then you're gonna do all the nails, and then you're gonna apply your top coat. Top coat should be really thick, so make sure you got a nice glob of it, especially for a long nail. And you want to try to float with the polish, because if you're digging in, you're actually going to go in with the other polish. So kind of float with it if you can, so there's no fanning of the brush. And then cap your ends. Also clean off your brush if you got anything in it. And then there you go. You got your filled nail. Have fun.